Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have gotten my start a little bit late this morning, but that is okay because I was able to get plenty of stuff together for you here. I wanted to bring to your attention, many of you, if you have not seen it, if you go to my YouTube channel, the featured video is this interview that I did with Greg Kidd. It has just crossed over 100,000 views, and it crossed that for a reason. It crossed that because I did a really good job, and Greg Kidd, who was one of the first 10 employees at Ripple, answered all of my questions, and the guy was not afraid to answer them. I'm going to play you just a short clip, but if you have not gone and seen this, go type in Greg Kidd interview, Ripple and XRP tough questions answered, and you'll find it. But here's one clip just for those of you that haven't seen it.
Are tied up with his vision, but that's why I joined Ripple. I mean, when I joined Ripple, it looked like Bitcoin with 2 extra columns. Currency and who issued that currency. And so I want to live in the Star Trek world. And in the Star Trek world, it doesn't matter whether you're a Klingon, a Romulan, Federation, they could all buy dilithium crystals. But you can't do that if your form of value is all in a silo. And so Ripple was the first that basically had if you will, an intergalactic currency, something that could go everywhere. The great thing though, I mean, Bitcoin had that as well. But on Bitcoin, you could only have Bitcoin. On Ripple, you could have both the XRP, but you could also have a representation of all the other fiat currencies. So there was a way in and a way out. So it's not just the chips at the poker table. Ripple built the casino in the window where you could exchange the chips to get into and out of dollars or any other fiat currency. And so, on the goal to becoming the digital currency for the world, having convertibility sounds like a good building block. So if Bitcoin was 1.0, Ripple looked like 2.0 to me, and it looked like it had a better chance, both because of speed, performance, but this ledger that had both crypto but also fiat currency, that looks to me like the bridge between the old world and a possible new world. So
the bridge between an old world and a possible new world, I believe, and by the way, I believe it was in this interview as well. Yeah, I think it was. He said that when he discovered Ripple at a card game, a poker game, and he said that when he found out about Ripple, it was like Moses coming down. So this guy knew early what it was that he was looking at. And I have been fixated on this thing since 2013, or really fixated since 2017, but fixated nonetheless all the way from back in 2013, because I've watched this one company and one digital asset that I just can't take my eyes off of. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Okay, now, Mr. B asked a question today. He says, still in play, question mark. He keeps reminding us, 2020, the year of the digital asset. That's what Ripple called it at the end of 2019 in a Ripple Insights article. 65 days, 14 hours, 46 minutes, 51 seconds left. We're watching it. Okay, now, many of you were not here in 2018 when this lady used to call herself the esoteric trader, I believe was what her name, or she also goes by the name Susie Trader. Go give her a follow on Twitter. At Susie Trader is her handle. She also has a YouTube channel. Now, she used to be called Esoteric something or other. Now she's changed her name to Crypto Granny, which I think is a pretty good idea for marketing purposes. But she did a video back in 2018. I encourage you all to go watch it. It was interesting. This lady has a background in finance and worked, I believe she's from Australia, and worked in finance for many, many years. Very smart lady. Well, she did a valuation of XRP back in 2018, and she put a $334.47 price on it. Now, I'm not telling you that I think that the price that I'm predicting this, I'm not saying that, but I am saying that she makes some interesting points in that video. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is because she came out with another one, and it was yesterday. Hello, XRP community. Tonight I will be talking on live YouTube at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Amsterdam time. My new valuation for XRP at $1,186.32 using the discounted cash flow model with terminal value. Also, my enterprise valuation model gave me $1,128.75, which is very consistent too. Now you can go and subscribe to her at it's Crypto Granny, and she's a very smart lady. And you can go and give her a subscribe and go watch this video. She's not a dumb person, folks. She's very, very smart lady. And it's worth, you don't have to believe that XRP could go to that. I'm not saying it's going to go to that. What I will tell you from my perspective is that I'm not here for, I've told you this before. I'm not here for single digits. I'm not here for double digits. And I'm even not here for triple digits. I've been holding since 2013. I have been here for the long haul. So for those of you that are out there that are always crying about how it hasn't happened for you in 2 years, well, I've been here. I've been invested in this since 2013. So don't cry over 2 years. 2 years is nothing. If you really know what you own and you really believe in what this represents, then you wouldn't be crying about how things haven't happened. And also, if you've done what we've said from day one, which is don't invest more money than you're willing to lose, and also don't invest your cash flow. If you need cash to live on, don't have your money invested in XRP that you need for your expenses or to provide for your family, for crying out loud. But anyway, go watch her video. It's great. Okay. This is Crypto Well. Bitcoin really makes you think. JP Morgan Bank track record for Bitcoin illustrates a very good point. They've been bearish all along, and all of a sudden they're bullish. And regardless of what Jamie Dimon would like to tell you, JP Morgan has been busted over and over and over for manipulation in the silver markets. I don't remember gold, but I do remember reading several articles from places like CNBC about some of their people being busted for silver manipulation. So, and now all of a sudden they're bullish. At one time he was saying he would fire any of his traders for owning Bitcoin. All right. And then Stephen Boldia put this out. This is, Spend the Bits, a digital asset payment platform powered by XRP. Users can send or receive Bitcoin in seconds. It is under development and it is coming. Watch this.
Bits isn't just another cryptocurrency wallet. It's a cryptocurrency payment solution with a difference. Powered by XRP Ledger, it gives you a cryptocurrency transaction experience like never before. Payment transactions such as Bitcoin will settle within seconds. Low percentage base fee for every transaction. Eco-friendly platform with negligible energy consumption unlike other cryptocurrency platforms. It's super easy with Spend the Bits. You may even send Bitcoins to or receive Bitcoins from third-party Spend the Bit app users on both Android and iOS platforms. Sending and receiving cryptocurrencies as well as storing them was never easier than this before. Want to send and receive Bitcoins to pay for goods and services? Or want to send them to your family and friends instantly? Here's how it works. Users can quickly sign up using Create Account button and then follow the instructions on the screen to complete the onboarding process. Please be sure to write down your secret keys phrase safely on a remote place so you can sign your transactions and be in charge of your own funds all the time. And hey, we are KYC and AML compliant as well. So you can trust that everything will be handled carefully and diligently. Clicking on Fund Wallet allows users to fund their wallet to add Bitcoins in order to get started with using the app. Once your wallet is funded, you can start spending Bitcoins instantly just by scanning the receiver QR code of other Spend the Bits users and click the Pay Securely button, and payment will settle within seconds. There you are, all set to begin fast and secure transactions with Spend the Bits, the most advanced cryptocurrency payment solution wallet.
Well, there you go. Wasn't it always going to happen that way? Where powered by the XRP ledger, you're going to be able to send Bitcoins in seconds. You can't do it just sending Bitcoin. Everything will be on the ledger. We all know this. Michael Arrington tweeted this out. That thing that happened to malls is now happening to office space. Nearly 12 million square feet of vacant office space in San Francisco. You are going to see that if there's one thing I would not own, it is interest in commercial office space, folks, because a lot of people are never going back. A lot of people are going to be zooming from home for the rest of their life, folks, or at least a decent percentage. People have learned how to work from home. Why have that overhead? I think you're going to see a lot of Amazon warehouses and residential start to be built around this country, and knocking down office buildings is what I believe. And then this guy had an interesting tweet. Richard Field, banks are insolvent, banks are insolvent, banks are insolvent. Fed has been covering the insolvency of the TBTF banks since 2008. At this point, what is needed is a debt jubilee rather than continuing with the failed policy of foaming the runway for insolvent banks. And he's tweeting this out. Bankruptcy filings are surging, and many lenders are coming to the realization that their claims are almost completely worthless. Think about that, folks. Okay. This came out this weekend, and I forgot to show it to you in my Sunday video. The Great Reset. This is in Time Magazine, and I said, is that a Death Star? It looks like they're building a Death Star for the world. Now this is just standard in scaffolding, but I do think it's cool that they have X's that are supporting the scaffolding, right? Interesting that the IMF, World Economic Forum, and all them, they just took this great reset. They took it off the shelf. Never let a crisis go to waste, right? Rahm Emanuel's quote. Jonathan D. sent me this. Ben Rickert, keep printing. A currency crisis of epic proportions awaits. More Great Reset propaganda being released from the World Economic Forum today to justify the virus. Unbelievable. And I'll at least show you some of this. This is the World Economic Forum video. That looks like Singapore's airport to me in one of these clips. I think there's a clip in here from that. But the Singapore airport I was in last year, it was really cool.
Remember the big mistake we made in 2008, 2009? We withdrew the stimulus too fast. We went into austerity too fast. And what happened is we went into two further downturns of the world economy after that because we were too fast. We should not make the same mistake this time. Lives against livelihoods is a totally false dilemma. What you should do, of course, is throw everything you got, including the kitchen sink, at the virus. Beat the virus, control the virus, which is what is not happening now. And of course, that has a cost, but the cost of not doing that is much greater. The problem of skilling is going to be crucial. In the 2008-2009, the middle skilled were the ones that were more affected. The low skilled were not so affected, and of course the people at the top always do very well. Right now, it's the low skilled that are being more affected, and the ones that may lose their
looks like the
links
Singapore
to the
airport.
markets more permanently. That is going to be a very serious result because they're more difficult to catch up in terms of skilling, but also because...
You know where this is going, don't you? It's universal income that is distributed via digital assets. Write it down, folks. All right. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. This is an interesting video on the Flare network, if you haven't seen it. This guy right here, Anti-FOMO, my video, Flare Network and Spark, Simply Explained, is published. You can click here. I'm not going to play it, but I just wanted to show it to you. Flare Network. Just go to YouTube you can subscribe to him at Anti-FOMO and go watch this video. It's a really thorough explanation of Flare Network. XRP Crypto IMF says CBDCs have potential, but don't solve every issue. A CBDC will always need a global digital bridge asset like XRP to settle cross-border transfers since most central banks will not want to hold each other's CBTC, but with XRP, they won't have to. And then there was this video right here from Distributed Mind.
I think this is a central bank-led world now. Central banks are sucking up all the assets all around the world. If they're taking on too many of those toxic assets, I think the IMF is getting ready to roll up all of those central banks into one IMF central bank digital currency. So the trends this is what they've been looking for a long time. So the IMF came out of the last Bretton Woods meeting in 1944 when they removed the gold standard and moved it to a gold dollar debt back standard. And then in 71, the US decided to remove the gold standard and move it to a full fiat debt based Ponzi scheme. And so IMF started losing some of their significance in the plan. So now this is the latest move of making sure that they get first to market with the central bank digital currency. China's being the test bed at the moment, but they don't want China to start getting traction around that. And so IMF, World Bank, Bank of International Settlements, they're getting ready to put together their one global digital currency. And they're calling for Bretton Woods 2 so that they can start implementing and rolling out. I think
Bretton Woods 2, great reset. Then we had this from Ripple. Ripple CEO rejects Coinbase's apolitical culture, says Silicon Valley has an obligation to society. So Ripple keeps popping up in the mainstream media here recently. Basically, Brad Garlinghouse is saying he thinks tech firms have an obligation to work towards solving societal issues. I personally think that it's a big, huge, fat mistake for any company to decide that they're going to weigh in on politics, or religion, or any of this type of stuff. I don't think that's the place for businesses at all, but apparently they want to do it. I think that is a double-edged sword that will cut anybody who's trying to run a company, because if you go down that road and you start trying to weigh in on all those issues, the next thing you know, there's going to be issues that that you don't politically agree with, and all of a sudden you're going to have to weigh in on those too. I just think that's a terrible road to go down, but what do I know? I'm not Brad Garlinghouse. Okay. In the description of all my videos, if you don't have a pure VPN, the more that this market starts to take off, the more you're going to have hackers and people trying to steal and hack your computer and do all this. I have a VPN myself. And so, this is in the description of all my videos. Now, normally the link, there's a 7-day trial at 99 cents, but what they're doing today is if you end up getting it, there's a 62% off Halloween discount they're doing. So go in the description of all my videos and you'll see the link to that. If you don't have a VPN yet, you need to get one. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that PureVPN is having a Halloween sale. Thanks for listening.
Every day, billions of people around the world are mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and embarrassed by their friends, family, and even strangers. These people go through their days knowing there are secrets being kept from them. They hear the faint whispers behind closed doors. The information and knowledge is held very close and only shared with others who were fortunate enough to find out. Feeling lost, rejected, and ostracized, these people give up, never finding out what digital assets the digital asset investor holds. But there is hope. Join the free Digital Asset Investor email newsletter and find out what digital assets he owns each month, including investments he's considering. Click the link in the description of this video or go to digitalassetinvestornewsletter.com. Put an end to your days of gloom and depression. Join the greatest free digital asset email newsletter ever created.